We can't really talk about incredible plays in Valorant without covering DRX, and here are a couple of rounds that they played against Onslayers, who are arguably the second best team in the region. So you're going to see them getting ready to enter the site, and there's the wall from Mako that's going to come out and cut off this part of the site. They're going to use the Skydog to come through. It breaks the tripwire. And I believe they even have somebody ready to shoot the trip, because normally the dog would get stuck, but the dog hits the tripwire, somebody breaks it, which allows the dog to continue to run through and clear more of the site. That is then going to go through the Cypher cage over here. It spots the Cypher in the back. So now DRX knows where at least one player is, and they are going to punish, because now they're going to go ahead and send the recon into the back of the site, which clears this angle, clears this angle. So they know that Cypher is basically the only player on site, and they know exactly where he is. And he's being pushed basically into the wall over here. He can't get through. He gets spammed down by RB, who has now taken the back site thanks to the help of that recon. And now DRX is going to set up into their post plan. And you can see this is a team who has thought of everything. Now, as Onslayers gets ready to come in for the retake, you're going to see a couple of jump peaks, and DRX basically just making sure that they have some information. And as Onslayers runs in, look at Buzz and look at this flash from Stax. He's over here in this corner, sending the Skybird through, and it's going to pop basically in the wall. You can see it pop right there. It is, you could not have any better of a pop flash. It's impossible to dodge for players on the other side of that. It's gonna allow Buzz to swing out. We've seen some better shots from Buzz, but it doesn't really matter, because if you look back at this, there's also a KO nade on the back side of this, so there's literally nowhere to escape. You can see the Onslayers are blind. They're trying to back away from the spray that's coming from Buzz, and they're going to be backing into the KO nade, so it ends up being 2 kills, even though Buzz kind of whiffs. And so we just watched Stax set one of his teammates up with a perfect flash combination, but look at this one from Stax and RB, the KO player. So RB is going to toss a little bit of a right click flash over here. You can see right there, it's gonna be blinding this direction. And that is going to be the cue for Stax to peek out from this little cubby. And you'll see that this is perfectly timed, because the players have to run away from the flash, which is blinding them from here. And right at that moment, they're also being hit from the other angle. So there it is. And you can see there's even one more layer of player Mako coming through middle if necessary. Just beautifully timed teamwork plays from DRX. Aside from their executes, DRX are really just masters of map control and setting themselves up to make those executes. And this round is a perfect demonstration of that. So we're gonna see right off the bat that there is a sky flash that comes up through here, as well as a recon dart to clear for anybody who might be coming down into elbow. There is an operator here on Bazi's Yoru, so definitely dangerous if he's able to take up this position. And that's definitely somewhere where an operator will try to control. So one layer of utility there. We can also see that Buzz is lurking over here in halls, and then there's a KO knife, as well as Sova and KO trying to take some more mid control here. And this is all going to end up lining up for a B hit eventually, but there's a few more steps that we have to go through to get there. So you can see that Bazi's taken up this angle with the operator to punish anybody coming from the elbow area, but luckily for DRX, they still have the drone. So the drone comes from lower to peak upper and set up for Stax to swing off here as he has walked up elbow, and Bazi is going to have to teleport away to survive. So now that they know that they've cleared out elbow and they have this Viper smoke covering middle, Stax is now going to get very, very deep in enemy territory. He's going to walk up here, is able to find the perfect timing to tuck himself into tunnel, and then he's just going to sit. And this is going to just now give DRX full control of basically all of this. They own all of mid, and they own up into the tunnel. So this is all safe space for DRX to play in and to execute from. Meanwhile, as you can see, Buzz is here with the tour de force, looking through to make sure that he can maybe find a pick or push his way through halls. And the spike still back here is about to be collected and moved over towards B, where Viper is holding just to see if anybody was going to push out for the orb. So now that we see the spike making its way over towards the B site, things are about to kick off here for DRX. We can see that Buzz has been able to make his way all the way up to the doors, so he's in a good spot. Stax is still holding in tunnel. The wall comes out from Mako's Viper, and the B hit is now queued to go. And that's going to start off with a KO knife here on this corner, which is going to detect King and deactivate his Cypher utility. And you can see that it's perfectly timed with a recon bolt here in the back of the site. So there's two different things that players have to check for or shoot, and it's basically going to clear everything on this side of the site. Nobody can be there without being detected by something. King is able to get off his Cypher cage, so he is quick with that, but it does deactivate the tripwire that he had there to play off of. Bozzy can't really peek out from here because the Viper wall cuts him off, and he's afraid of being flashed. And King, also being afraid of flash, is trying to retreat from this forward location. However, there's already a Viper molly behind him, which basically sandwiches him between three players charging in through here and a vulnerable and decaying, damaging Viper Molotov. So he's going to end up trying to run through that, gets swung, killed immediately. And we can also see that the other two players have begun to move as well. Stax has gotten in through tunnel, and Buzz has pushed through halls and has now started to head towards spawn. So the pincer move is on. DRX is getting the plant down. Nice little KO nade to push Bozzy off this angle with the operator. And guess who's waiting for him? It is Stax. Nothing that can be done there. There is a Sova ultimate that is trying to stop the plant, trying to do some damage, trying to help out Bozzy on site, but he's also being flanked by Chamber, who has made it all the way into spawn and knocks him down with the Tour de Force. And that basically ends the round. There's nothing that Onslayers can do. They just got completely executed from multiple different angles.